allow me to share my presentation with you. Okay. As I said in the first session, okay, we will have some theoretical foundation, right? Theoretical foundation about this technology, okay, uh, wherein we will talk about, as you can see on the slide, very first slide itself, okay, I put a slash, okay, in between, you can say the ICT and AI. So all of you agree with me that what has happened during recent past, let's say if you look at the 20 years down the line, the scenario was, let's say if you are not a computer literate, you are supposed to be treated as illiterate. But I'll take that definition little further, and all of you agree with me. Let's say if you are not AI literate, okay, you will be considered as illiterate. So those days are not far away, okay, wherein we'll have these kind of scenarios. Okay, so it is touching upon almost everybody's life. Okay, so we'll start with from scratch, wherein we will just try to explore how what this technology is all about. That is, what is AI, what are intelligent systems, okay, and how it has evolved. Okay, wherein we will explore some areas wherein, let's say, one of the important aspect is the computing with words. Okay, soft computing definitely will touch upon, and what are the constituents, what are the various terminologies which are usually tossed in this area. And then, as I said, that is, we'll touch upon some gray areas as well, wherein we will explore what is black box problem in AI, what are the consequences, and what is the solution at the end. Okay, so this is what is there on the agenda as far as the first session is concerned. Okay, so before I proceed, I would love to know if you can. Okay, I don't know what's the scenario at your end, but let's say if you can unmute yourself. Okay, and just this is again just to simply get you involved in the discussion. There is no other reason in asking this question. So, what is your perception about AI? What do you feel what AI is all about? Okay, those who are from computer science, I will exempt them. Okay, but those who are from maybe other discipline, okay, they may interact about their perception about AI. So, what do you feel? What is AI? Let's say if somebody asks you to define AI, what is it? No response. Okay, you can put it in chat box as well. Okay, if you feel like. Okay, no issue. All right, so I presume that you are not in a position to respond, but definitely we'll have some discussion at the end. Okay, so be ready for that. Having said this, as I said, that is, if you look at the, you can say the very layman's definition of AI, it is nothing but the mechanism that think and act like humans. Okay, or simply any technique that enables computer to mimic human behavior. Now, mimicking human behavior, meaning thereby, you can say something which is normally associated with what they call it as the human intelligence. Now, what is so special about human intelligence? Let me elaborate further on these aspects. Okay, so as a human being, okay, we are capable of doing many things. Okay, yeah, say for example, we are capable of interpreting information, we are capable of, you can say, learning. Okay, we are capable of comprehending the phenomena or object, and so on. And last but not the least, one important aspect which is associated with human intelligence is what they call it as applying the knowledge, okay, whatever you have acquired in the learning or training phase, to some new condition. Okay, let's say, let me give some analogy in this regard. Let's say you want to learn how to drive a car. So most of the time, what happens is the driving school people normally teach you either on highways or maybe in playground. Okay, but you will not face that kind of a scenario all the time in your life. So let's say if you are in a downtown, okay, and so what you will do now, you have learned in very idealistic situations like on highways or maybe in playground, but now you are facing altogether different scenario, wherein you are facing huge traffic and so on. Now, how you will apply the knowledge, whatever you have acquired in the learning or the training phase, to that new condition. So we as a human being, we are capable of doing so. So let's say if we can incorporate these things, these 4 or 5 characteristics, whatever I have talked about, into a machine, we may term that machine as an intelligent machine, right? To be very on, you can say, very preliminary level. Okay. So an intelligent system must have these 4 peculiar characteristics present in them. The very first one is the intelligence itself. Okay, system must perform some meaningful operation. They are capable of interpreting information, as I said, comprehending the relation between the phenomena or object. Maybe let's say if you give the relationship between x, y, and y and z, okay, so we can very well deduce the relationship between x and z and so on. Okay, and last but not the least, that is, they can be trained. Okay, these systems wherein you can train them for performing a specific task. And when you expose them to some new condition, they are capable of taking decision just like human being. So mimicking human behavior is basically comprised of these 4 important aspects. Okay, and let's say if you can incorporate these things into a machine, okay, you can very well can call it as a intelligent machine, right? Now, having said this, we need to look into the historical perspective. Let's say whenever we talk about solving any problem, okay, with while using computers, okay, so there are 2 approaches. One is the traditional approach, wherein you can say the mathematical models are typically used, okay, and huge new number crunching is there. And then if you look at the earlier evolution of AI as well, you may find some expert system, okay, so wherein you may feed some data to those expert system, and there is a rule base or knowledge base, what they call it as, okay, and it will come up with the appropriate answer. Okay, and let's say if it is beyond the scope of those rules, okay, it may come up with something like that, no match found, sorry, I am unable to answer, right? So these were the issues with regard to these traditional approaches, and this traditional approach is also referred to as what they call it as the hard computing approach. Okay, so at one end, we have got, you can say, hard computing approach or traditional approach, okay, which is typically used for solving any real life problem. And the other end, something new which has come up. Okay, again, it is not at all new, I should say. Okay, if you look at the historical perspective of AI, okay, this term was very first time it was tossed way back in 1956 by John McCarthy, right? So 1956, meaning thereby 44 years plus this 25 years. So roughly, or 26 years, comes out to be around 60 odd years, right? So, or more than that, right? So if you look at the hard computing approach, we do have precise model, symbolic logic reasoning. Normally we use the traditional numerical modeling and search mechanism are deployed in that case. But if you look at the soft computing approach, it is altogether different, wherein we use what they call it as the approximate model. Okay, approximate model, and normally we use what they call it as the approximate reasoning. Okay, and typically we deploy randomized search so as to save time and space, right? And if you simply elaborate, rather if you look at this approximation, okay, to some greater detail, you will be surprised to know it is very closer to your human decision making process. Let me give some analogies in this regard. Let's say you want to park, you are in a parking lot and you want to park your car. So how you will take this decision? Whether you will take this decision by getting down from your car, measuring the exact amount of space, and then you will drove your car to the desired location, or you take decision based on approximation, or the other way around. Let's say you are on a highway and you want to overtake a vehicle which is just in front of you. Again, we take decision based on approximation. Again, I'm not saying that whatever decision you take, it is again subject to right or wrong. Okay, so you may take a wrong decision, you may land up in some danger zone. Those possibilities are there, but our decision making, that is human decision making, is always based on approximation. So this soft computing talks about those areas wherein we do not use precise model, we don't have exact values, but we have approximate models, we have imprecise value, and still we take decision, right? So here, what do we do? Normally, we use randomized search. Okay, that is again one important aspect. Okay, which makes the things more realistic and practicable. Right. Now, having said this, we will explore some, rather now we have started with a very, I should say, a layman's definition of AI. Okay, but now we will move ahead with some concrete or foolproof definition of AI. And it has been defined by none other than one of the stalwart in this domain, okay, who is also referred to as father of soft computing, Professor Lutfi Alizadeh. Now, how he defines AI or soft computing in general, okay, soft computing I am referring to, okay, it is in contrast to traditional hard computing. Now, this statement will make your ideas little bit clear in this regard. That is how it is different. This soft computing, how it is different from traditional hard computing. Okay, it is in contrast. Look at the very first word. Okay, it is in contrast, meaning thereby it is a paradigm shift. Okay, it is a complete 360-degree shift, I should say, right? In the way in which we used to handle or we used to solve the real life problems. Okay, so in contrast to traditional hard computing, soft computing exploits the tolerance for imprecision, meaning thereby imprecise knowledge, okay, uncertainty and partial truth meaning thereby nothing in the word is 100% true or 100% false. It is true to the degree of some truthfulness. Okay, so normally we are all grown up with in case of computer science, that is either something is true or something is false. Okay, so we live in the world of 0 and 1, and that is the perception of the most of the you can say the people. But this technology has given birth to what they call it as a multivalent logic. Okay, so it is degree of truthfulness, meaning thereby you will have values between 0 and 1, and definitely you will have values between 0 and 1 inclusive, and any value between 0 and 1, maybe zero point 0.5, zero point 0.6, zero point 0.7, and so on. So we have a multivalent logic. We don't have bivalent logic in this case, right? So we have a multivalent logic. And if you adopt this, or rather if you have this kind of a framework at your disposal, okay, you can design solutions which are tractable, robust, okay, low cost, and better report with reality. Now, let me elaborate further on these aspects. Say, for example, if you look at, I don't know where you are at this point of time. Let's say if you are in an office, okay, so if you look at simply the air conditioner installed in your cabin, or maybe let's say if you are at home, so whatever electronic appliances normally we use, like say washing machine, or maybe microwave oven, or air conditioner, and so on, most of the manufacturer, they claim that they are intelligent. Okay, now how they convert an ordinary washing machine to an intelligent machine? Okay, the mantra is pretty simple. Okay, it uses this simple technology, right? So what do? We design certain rules. We embed those rules into some microcontroller, and we put those microcontroller in action, and this is how it works, right? So you can convert anything which is dumb, okay, to an intelligent machine, right? So that is why I'm saying low cost, okay, and better report with reality. Okay, so these are the dimensions of you can say the soft computing if you compare it with hard computing. Now, if you look at the you can say the main constituents of soft computing, okay, objective, as repeatedly we are looking at, is to mimic the human or linguistic reasoning. Okay, but there are four important constituents. One of them is the fuzzy systems, okay, neural networks. Then you have evolutionary computing, and the fourth one is the probabilistic reasoning. Now, each one of them, they are good in some or the other area. Say, for example, fuzzy systems are good when you are dealing with imprecise knowledge. Okay, neural networks are capable of learning, and so on. So what we can do, we can use them in the area they are good into. Okay, or you may have a combination of you may say maybe let's say it all depends what kind of problem you are dealing with. So you may have a combination like hybrid combination, like neuro fuzzy, or fuzzy neural network, or maybe probabilistic and neural network, or evolutionary computing and fuzzy logic, and so on. So those possibilities are there, right? So let's say if you are dealing with imprecise knowledge, fuzzy systems are really good at that. Okay, learning capabilities, neural network. Now, if you look at all the LLMs, okay, some way or the other, they are using these neural networks at the bottom line. Okay, uncertainty and optimization. Now, having said this, we will just try to digest one important concept. what they call it as the computing with words. Okay, so computing with words, if you just try to look at, okay, the intention behind putting this is because this has solved a lot of problems in what they call it as the natural language processing and so on. Okay, so whenever we talk about computing, the very first things which comes to our mind is that is we are dealing with numbers. So we will just try to understand this with the help of a pretty simple example. That is it possible to compute with words? Okay, so computing with words, whether it is possible or not. Okay, that we will just try to understand with this pretty simple example, which is there on the next slide. Okay, I'm giving you some information with regard to a lady called Rekha. Okay, and we want to determine her age. The objective is to simply determine Rekha's age. And I'm providing you, rather, I'm making two statements with regard to that lady called Rekha. Okay. And the very first one, first proposition or first statement is that she has a son in mid 20s. And the second one is she has a daughter in mid 30s. Right. So she has a son in mid 20s and she has a daughter in mid 30s. And the third one is the word knowledge, which is position P3, which is known to almost all of us. That is usually the mother's age at birth of child is between 20 or asterisk 20 for short and approximately 40 or asterisk 40 for short. Now, any one of you, okay, if you now this is an open-ended question, okay, any one of you can attempt this. Okay, what do you feel whether it is possible to solve this problem? Okay, and if yes, what is the age of the lady under consideration, Rekha? Okay, I'll pause for a minute or so. Okay, so that uh, you can come up with some answers if it is possible. I don't know exactly. So, what do you feel? Again, the objective is not to simply check your reasoning capability or the logical capability. The objective is to simply get you involved in the discussion. There is no other reason. So, any one of you would like to comment on this? What do you feel? You can see in the meeting, okay, the number of participant number is quite big. Okay, but anyway, so what do you feel? What is your perception? What is your take on this? Or otherwise, let's say if you can put your message in the chat box, again, that will work fine for me. Okay. Okay, I'll go through the chat responses as well. Okay. So if it is possible, okay, whether you are with me, my slides are changing, or I am still on slide number 1, or what is it? Anyone of you, whether you can confirm? No, this is no question. Okay, this is not. This is simply I wanted to know whether the things are moving in the right direction or not. Okay, nobody can respond. Are you with me? First of all, okay, all right. Okay, so what do you feel? What is your take on this? Whether we can compute Rekha's age? Let's say if you simply look at the example, okay, you can very well compute Rekha's age. Okay, because if you look at let's say she has a son in mid 20s, okay, and she has a daughter in mid 30s. So maybe the you can say the 35 plus 20, it comes out to be 55. Okay, to be very specific. Okay, but how we can solve this with the help of a computer? Okay, or maybe yes, 70 odd participants are there. Great to see you. Okay. Uh, okay. So what is it? Let's say you may perform a very small operation on this raw data, which is a statement in English. Okay, what they call it as depreciation. Okay, so if you appreciate this, that is, let's say the very first statement which I have given as the proposition 1. Okay, you can very well determine, that is, if you
Hello, sir.
transform, sorry, yes,
Hello.
yes. Yes, ma'am, please.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, please, please. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, sir. Sir, I mean, faculty have posted the answer in chatbot, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Not an issue. Not an issue.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right, all right. Not an issue. But my slides are changing. Everything is going fine. That I
Yeah,
wanted.
yes, sir. Yeah, it's going fine, sir.
All right, all right. Chaliye. So let us move ahead. Okay, what we will
Yes,
do,
sir.
we will, yes, okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, what we will do, we will precede these statements, okay, which is in English, okay, to what they call it as the computation ready word. Okay, and the precession is only translating these statements into numbers, you may say, okay, and then processing those numbers, because ultimately you can process whenever we talk about computing. So computation, definitely you have to have numbers, okay, at your disposal. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll precede the information which is there as P1 into P1 star. Okay, so as to distinguish from P1, we are calling it as P1 asterisk. Okay, so P1 star is the preceded information about the very first statement, age son is asterisk 25, and P2 is age daughter is asterisk 35. Okay, and P3 is your word knowledge, okay, which you can appreciate as, that is the usually the mother's age at birth of child is between 20 and 40, as age mother at birth is usually asterisk 20 comma asterisk 40. And when you aggregate these, okay, when you aggregate these, okay, that is asterisk 25 plus usually asterisk 20 asterisk 40 fusion asterisk 35 plus usually asterisk 20 asterisk 40. Okay, you can very well compute that her age is 55, to be very specific. So even though it looks to be very simple, okay, but when it was paused, okay, again there is some motivational story which I would love to share with all of you. This was a landmark paper by Professor Zadeh, wherein I think, if I'm not wrong, the title of the paper was from computing with words to computing with numbers. Okay, that is, it was a very landmark paper. And when he read out this paper in some international conference, uh, probably in 1964 or 65, I don't remember the exact year. But what has happened when he initiated this idea and he presented this idea in the form of a paper, it was heavily criticized. And I don't know whether somebody from electronics must be there. Some people from electronics must be there. Okay, so the session chair was a renowned system scientist those days, Rudolf Kalman. Okay, so he criticized very, I should say, severely to the work of Professor Zadeh when he tossed this particular concept. Okay, very first time, and he said that this fellow has gone mad. Okay, I don't recall the exact word. Okay, but it was criticized as if the Professor Zadeh was doing something, some sort of daydreaming, or this fellow has gone mad, something like that. But what has happened? This small concept has given solution to a lot of real life problem. What we used to call it as the natural language processing, right? NLP, right? So how to deal with words, okay, using computer, it was simply impossible, okay, before the birth of this. Again, there are different levels of this CW, that is CW0, CW1, okay, CW2, and so on. Okay, right now we are in the era of CW2. Okay, so this is CW0 I am referring to. This is CW0, wherein the carriers of the information are the words. Okay, so this small concept, okay, has changed the way in which we used to deal with, you can say, the words and so on, and how to process words using computers and so on. So this precision is basically, it is a modelization. Okay, that is converting English-like statement to what they call it as the computation ready word. Okay, and that is why it is referred to as precision is nothing but modelization and so on. Okay, but as I said that this particular problem, small problem, has given solution to n number of NLP solutions, which we are witnessing in our day-to-day life. Okay, wherein decision analysis is there, maybe chatbots. Okay, nowadays, if you, earlier we used to have those call center in our country. Okay, but those things are being replaced by these chatbots. So they are capable of handling your 80 to 90% of queries, general queries of the customer or the visitor of the website. Okay, and they are even capable of processing linguistic or maybe spoken commands. Okay, now you know how these things are happening and at what scale it is being happening in the industry, right? Now, having said this, this is one complete area. Okay, one complete area. Then I'll not talk much on this aspect because machine learning. Okay, the idea is without being explicitly programmed, the computer programs are capable of learning. Okay, that is the, you can say, the underlying philosophy of this machine learning and so on. Okay, I'll not go, but we need to understand as a human being and how it has evolved. Okay, so these neural networks, artificial neural networks more specifically, they are capable of acquiring, storing, and utilizing that knowledge. Okay, that is whatever they acquire during the learning or the training phase, they are capable of storing that information, and whenever it comes, whenever you expose them to some new altogether new situation, they utilize that knowledge, okay, for arriving at an answer. So learning capabilities are there in just in neural networks, right? Now it has evolved. Okay, cursory look. Okay, will not go into the details, but if you look at the biological neuron and if you look at the ANN, okay, so these weights has got that power to learn. Okay, just like in human brain, we have got a synaptic strength. Okay, and there are thousands of neurons. Okay, rather millions of neurons. They are connected with each other, and very complex structure. On the similar line, this is a single layer perceptron. Okay, wherein the output of this is simple. If you put it in mathematical form, it is y is equal to summation of x1 w1 plus x2 w2. Okay, I may be 1 to n. Okay, if you are using multiple neurons. Okay, so in that case, it will change. Say, for example, as you can see here, that is x0, x1 up to xn, and then w0, w up to wn. And then you may sum up those things, and then it goes through some non-linearity, what they call it as the activation function. Okay, so I'll not talk all those aspects because our objective is not to see that is how this ANN works and so on, right? But we need to understand that is whenever we are dealing with these tools, we need to understand the underlying theory. Okay, that is the only reason putting all these things here. Okay, so during the learning phase, what happens is the weights are basically normalized. Okay, the weights are being normalized. So what do we do normally in the training phase? We start with some random weight, and then we observe the result output. Rather, we compare the output with the desired output, and depending upon the value of the error, either we increase the value. So initially you have to start with any value between 0 to 1, okay, random weight, okay, and then either you increase it or you decrease it because it's not possible to change the input, right? So what is left in your hand is only to modify the value of weights. Okay, so in the first run, what do we do? Normally we either increase it and then again observe the result. Let's say if the network is converging, that is if the error is getting minimized, okay, you proceed in that direction. Or the other way around, you go in the opposite direction wherein you will decrease the value of the weights, and this cycle continues. So this one cycle is referred to as one epoch, or one iteration is referred to as one epoch, right? So this is how the networks are basically trained, right? Very on a very you can say fundamental level. Okay, so setting the weights is nothing but the training. Okay, and then we do have some different architectures, how they are organized, what is the topology, how the input output layer is. This is simple, a single layer feed forward network. Then you may have multi-layer feed forward networks, and then maybe fully connected recurrent networks and so on, right? So this architecture is will determine the type of the model you are using for that purpose. Okay, now there are three layers as I've shown you just now. That is input layer. What is the objective? Is to receive the initial data. So whatever input data you have, you fed it through the input layer, and in between you have got some hidden layer. Okay, and the output layer from where you get the desired output. Okay, so it produces the result. But how many hidden layer you must have? How many neurons in each hidden layer you must have? That is again based on trial and error. Okay, there is no hard-coded rule, okay, wherein it will be defined that you have to have these many hidden layers and these many. So this the optimal architecture you will determine based on your trial and error experimentation, right? Okay, and based on this, there are basically three. Broadly, these are the three categories of learning, okay, wherein you have supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. So supervised, to be very specific, wherein you have labeled data, you have got input-output pair, and unsupervised is, you can say, the unlabeled data, and the reinforcement is wherein it is very similar to when a small kid learn how to walk or talk. Okay, that is by trial and error. So, but this reinforcement is basically used by most of the LLMs nowadays, right? There are different variants again. Okay, I'm not saying, but this generic, yeah, generally most of the LLMs they use this reinforcement. Now we'll just have a cursory look at various terminologies, okay, which are typically used in this area. Okay, one of them is the deep learning. So this has evolved from 2006 onwards. There are basically three different architectures. Okay, so one is the generative. Based on that, you have a lot of Gen AI tools, then discriminative, and the hybrid deep architecture. Okay, hybrid is a combination of generative and discriminative. Okay, I'll not go into the details of all those things. Now, as I said that in the first session, we will just try to explore what they call it as the foundation, theoretical foundation of this AI. Okay, so as I was referring to, that is, there are few problems. So one of the problem associated with this AI is, or any tool, whatever you use, is the black box problem. Now, what is it, black box problem? Again, we will have a very cursory look at this. Okay, so what do we do normally whenever we interact with these models? We give some prompt, okay, some query or prompt, and then it is processed by the LLM or the tool, whatever you are using, okay, and you get some response. Okay, you get some response. So, but how that particular tool is arriving at that result, that is not known to anybody. That is not known to anybody. I underline the word anybody. Anybody meaning thereby, even if you ask the developer of those tools, okay, they will come up with a blunt answer. Sorry, sir, we will not be in a position to justify that how this tool has arrived. And that is why this transformation block is referred to as what they call it as the black box. Okay, you don't know exactly what is happening within that block, right? So that is why it is called as a black box problem, and it is one of the, you can say, the major problem associated with this AI. Okay, there are many. Okay, but this is again one of the major problem. But let's say, again, what are the consequences of this black box is this lack of accountability. Let's say if you are using it for some diagnostic purpose, okay, and if it diagnoses some wrong disease, okay, and you start treating the patient in that direction, now to whom you will sue, whether you will sue. So there are some legal aspects as well. Okay, so whether you will sue the developer of the, you can say, the LLM, or whether you will sue the doctor to whom you have consulted, or what is it? So lack of accountability. Okay, so there are very many issues which are cropping up. Okay, in this direction, you can cite numerous examples. Unpredictability. Okay, you never know what will happen. Okay, the next time when you fire the query or you use some other LLM, okay, so the responses are unpredictable. Okay, but let's say where you are using it. If you are using it, let's say, for the military purpose, okay, then in that case, it may happen that whatever responses you are getting, okay, then let's say you are using it for firing the missile to the enemy's target. In that case, what is happening? Instead of hitting the enemy's target, it is hitting on your own land. Okay, now to whom you will hold responsible? So these issues are there, right? These issues are there. There are solutions to it. At the end, we will definitely have some cursory look at the solutions. Okay, but before that, okay, as we are all teachers, okay, we need to look at from that perspective. That is, what are the various Gen AI tool, and what is their potential, and how we can use them for our day-to-day teaching learning purpose. So generative AI is basically, it is a subset of AI. Okay, so the outer, you can say, the uh, AI is an umbrella term, you may refer to it as. Okay, it covers very many things. And as I said, that is Gen AI is a subset of AI, right? But if you look at the potential of this Gen AI tool, okay, or generative AI in general, okay, they are capable of creating new original content. Now, here I underline the word new original content, meaning thereby you may use it for, what should I say, writing one complete research article, right? Writing one complete research article using Gen AI tool, but whether you should use it, the answer is a big no, right? Because if you are doing so, meaning thereby you are compromising on ethical front. Okay, even though the tools are capable, okay, one should not use it. But again, we do have certain issues as far as our country is concerned. We do not have any guideline in this regard from any of the regulating agency, but the government is very serious. Definitely, we will have in due course of time, we'll have some white paper or some guiding principles, that is up to what extent you can make use of this AI. Okay, but if you look at the potential, okay, the potential is tremendous, I tell you. Okay, they are capable of not only creating original content, that is the textual content, but images, text, or composing music, or creating a MF Sense painting and whatnot, right? So, and that is the real, you can say, threat. Okay, one should say that is the real threat of all these Gen AI tool. And as I said, as long as there are no guidelines, okay, we have to set our own guidelines. Okay, and you have to be very cautious while dealing with all these tools. But Gen AI tool has got that potential. Okay, but none of these tools are available free of cost. The reason behind that is the training cost is in millions of US dollar. Okay, look at the, you can say this is the data compiled from 2024 AI index. Okay, wherein GPT-3 it is $4.3 million, GPT-4 it is 78.4, Gemini Ultra is 191.4, and so on. Right. Now, the real problem with this, if you compare this AI with Gen AI, okay, creative and innovation, which was earlier, you can say, associated with human intelligence, now that is being challenged by these tools. Okay, look at the application areas from content creation to drug discovery to game design and text to image generation and whatnot. Okay, you can do anything, I tell you. You can do, you name the area, you will find AI is there, right? All these tools are there. Some or the other tool is there. Okay. Now, we need to understand, that is, if you are using these tools, okay, we need to understand some typical characteristics of these LLMs, okay, which is, in short, it is referred to as large language models. Okay, ChatGPT is one of them, DeepSeek, and there are many. Okay, so what are their peculiar characteristics? So basically, they are capable of understanding the text. Okay, text meaning thereby
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello,
Hello, sir.
I'm sorry, there was some disruption from my end. Okay,
हाँ,
some
हाँ, right,
internet
right.
connectivity
Okay,
issue
no
was
worries.
there. Now that has been resolved. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
let me check whether, yeah. Okay, so probably this is where we have left, right? This is where we have left, if I'm not wrong. Whether you can hear me, any problem with regard to the voice? Whether you can
You
hear
are
me?
audible, sir. You are audible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks for the confirmation. And this is what I think probably we were supposed to move ahead. That is, we need to understand. That is, whenever you are making use of, again, these are maybe very, some of you may find very fundamental. Okay, but I feel that it is as a user, as an end user, we need to know all these aspects. Okay, so I was referring to the characteristics of this LLM. So the characteristics are the very first one is that is they are capable of understanding the word, sentence, and the context. So this context we need to underline. That is typically associated with human intelligence once again, right? But they are capable of understanding that context. Not only that, they are capable of even predicting. Okay, that is in what context it has been asked, and accordingly they tailored their responses and so on. Right. The second important characteristic is they are capable of generating text. Okay, text generation. Okay, which is again, if you look at the characteristics of the text which is being generated by these LLMs, it is capable of generating coherent, contextually relevant based on the queries. Okay, so very relevant stuff you will get. Okay, whenever you interact with these tools, so you feel as if many times that you are interacting with some human being, right? But that is not the case. Okay, there are some, as I said, there are some limitation as well. There are some gray areas which we need to look into. But these are the two important characteristics of LM. Now, how do they work? Right? We need to understand their functionality. So if you simply look at these are the 5 steps in which any LLM work. This is again general, okay, applicable to all. Okay, the very first one is what they call it as the tokenization. Tokenization meaning thereby whatever query you type, let's say if it is comprising of 20 odd words, okay, each word will be considered as one token. Okay, each word will be considered as one token. Okay, and which is the smallest unit, okay, which cannot be further subdivided, right? So making it easier for the model to process. Okay, each word and then each word will be processed and then embedding. Second is each tokens, the tokens are converted into numerical vectors representing their meaning. Okay, that is what if you just try to connect the dots, okay, you'll be able to understand. Okay, that is what we are doing. We are converting those words into numerical vectors because ultimately, okay, the vectors, that is matrices, for simplicity you may assume that is a single columnar matrix. Okay, only one column. Okay, then self attention, the model assesses which parts of the text are most important. Now it is very similar to when you are appearing in examination. Okay, what do? You underline certain important words which you feel that while attempting the answer it is necessary to address those words. Okay, that is self attention. Third is the fourth one is the prediction. So predictive capabilities, that is the model predicts the next word or token based on the context provided by the input text. Okay, the prediction, they are capable of prediction, right? And response generation, then at the end they generate the response which is being given you as the response to the query whatever you have fired, right? So the model generates a response by predicting and stringing together the relevant words in a coherent manner. Okay, and lot of, you can say, processing is there, and then you get the appropriate answer on your screen. All right, so these are the 5 steps in which the LLM works, right? Now what is left in our hand? Okay, being a user, end user, okay, we are left with only one thing, what they call it as the prompt engineering. So one complete area has emerged, okay, what they refer to it as a prompt engineering. Okay, now how we can craft prompt, okay, wherein that too precise prompt. Why I'm saying precise prompt, because if you look at the subscription mechanism of all these LLM, it is most of the time it is in terms of token. So definitely our objective will be to use minimum number of tokens, minimum number of words, and get the appropriate response, right? So crafting precise input and still getting the accurate and the relevant response. Okay, and that art is basically known as what they call it as the prompt engineering. Okay, that is known as the prompt engineering. Now there are various prompt techniques, prompting techniques. Okay, there are many, but we'll have simply a cursory look at few of them. Okay, the very first one is what they call it as the zero shot prompting. Okay, wherein what do you do? This is the way in most of the time whenever you the very first time you interact with any LLM. Okay, you fire a direct question wherein you don't provide any example. Okay, and you ask the LLM to respond to your query. Okay, you may ask something like, say, what is XYZ? Okay, a very straight question wherein you are not providing any, you can say the example. Okay, that is why the name zero shot prompting. So in this case, definitely you will get more generic responses. Okay, very simple and generic responses. Okay, but let's say if you give one example, okay, say for example, you want to generate a tagline for a particular product which you want to market. Okay, look at I very well remember that is if you look at the tagline of Hero Honda. So even though the story is quite old, it was, and I don't know whether as on date it is there or not. But the Hero Honda motorcycle, it was marketed as the tagline was "Fill it, forget it." Only 4 words, but those 4 words describe almost all the characteristics of that particular product. Okay, so if you give this as an example and then you ask the LLM to generate the response on the similar line, in that case, definitely you will get more tailored responses. So this way you can give one example. If it is one example, you may call it as one shot prompting. If you give more than one, it is called as few shot prompting and so on. So zero shot, no prior example. Okay, one shot, AI is given a task with one example. Okay, few shot, more than one example. Okay, and then you ask the. So in this case, definitely the job of the tool is become quite easier. Okay, quite easier. Okay, so it can address it quite efficiently and the manner in which we expect. Okay, there is one more thing what they call it as the role prompting, or the you can say what they call it as the role or persona. So you may assign a role to any Gen AI tool. Okay, say for example, you can say something like that is, assume yourself as a vice chancellor of a university or a director of a institution. Okay, now then you write down your query. What it will do now, you are assigning a role. Okay, you may assign a role of a research assistant as well. Okay, so it will do it very well understand that is what is the role of a research assistant, what is the role of a vice chancellor in a university setup. Okay, and if using VC, let's say if you are saying you are posing some query, what it will do, it will, the knowledge base it will search for, that is what are the various ordinances, direction, and then whether the applicability of those ordinances and direction while curating your responses or the answers. Okay, so it becomes a little bit easier for it. So you may assign a role as well. Okay, you may assign a role like district superintendent of police, and then you may pose your query and so on. So the objective is to assign some role or persona to LLM and then ask the question. Okay, then chain of thought prompting is there, which involves breaking down task into smaller logical steps, one big task into smaller steps, and then firing it. Okay, meta prompting, wherein we are asking the tool itself to generate prompt for us. This is highly dangerous. It requires some sophisticated use, right? Then tree of thought. Okay, tree of thought is wherein you have multiple possible reasoning paths. So just like we have, say, if you want to move from one place to the another, so you have maybe 4 or 5 possible paths. What it will do, it will find out the optimal path. Okay, and it will give you the response, maybe in terms of time, in terms of traffic, in terms of toll, and so on. Then prompt chaining, wherein you may put it in multi-step or sequence. The output of one is given as the input to the next one. Now, this is all about the various prompting technique. I know I'm going fast, but the reason is to simply get you acquainted with these things. Most of you may be aware about all these aspects, but there are few things which we need to take care of. That is, while dealing with all these LLM tools, okay, we should be worried about certain parameters. Okay, certain parameter you can set, and based on the settings, parameter setting, the responses will be different. Okay, the responses will be different. The very first parameter, again, we will not dig upon all the parameters, but we'll simply have a look at maybe few parameters, maybe 4 or 5 parameters. So temperature is one of them. Temperature is usually the value of this temperature is between 0 to 2. Okay, between 0 to 2. Now you can set the value between anything between 0 to 2. Let's say if the initially the value is 0.2 or 0. Okay, so in that case, what will happen? You will get more generic response. Okay, but let's say if you want to increase the creativity, okay, if you want to have more creative responses from the same LLM tool, okay, in that case, let's say if you change the value of this temperature from 0.2 to 1.0 or maybe 1.5, right? So in that case, what it will do, it will same query, okay, prompt will remain same, the prompt will remain same, but you will get more creative response. Okay, so how to set these? Again, we will have a look at all those aspects in the second session. Okay, there another important aspect is the max token. So you may set the limit. That is, while responding to this query, don't use more than 10 tokens. Okay, that is again possible. Okay, because tokens are crucial. As I said, that is your licensing and the subscription is in terms of token. So definitely we should try to optimize that. Okay, so max token is the another parameter. Top P is there. Then how many potential word it must use while responding to the query, frequency penalty and the presence penalty. Let's say if you want to avoid redundant responses, okay, you may set this parameter and you can deal with that aspect quite easily, right? So there are a few parameters one should be careful about. Then apart from that, there are certain areas wherein Gen AI typically for research. Okay, this I hope all of you, because our focal point would be that is how to use it for education and research. So all those tools you can definitely use for your carrying out your research. But as I said, that is we need to be very careful about all these tools while you can say carrying out research, because different publishing houses, for example, some renowned publishing houses have gathered here. Okay, they deal with this particular aspect, that is use of Gen AI tool for research differently. Okay, differently. Say for example, we are all from engineering background. Okay, so IEEE mandate is there. Okay, wherein as you if you simply look at this particular thing, okay, it allows you to use AI tool only for editing and grammar enhancement. Okay, not for anything else. So if you are using it for generation of idea, it is strictly prohibited, right? It is strictly prohibited. Okay, and so on the similar line, you have got Springers and then the science journals, then elsewhere, and so on. So different, you can say the different publishing houses or the companies, they have their own ways of dealing with this. Okay, so we should not use it for any other purpose which has been restricted by the publishing house. Okay, and you may say, yes, sir. Let's say if you use it, okay, definitely the flag tools are becoming equally competent. Okay, they will detect when they put your paper in the some plagiarism check, it will come out with its observation. It will never ever give you the exact tool, which particular tool you have used, but it will definitely say, well, this is some AI. This has been generated by some AI tool. Okay, some Gen AI tool. Okay, and that is more than it will be categorized as flag content, right? So similarity index will drastically increase and so on, right? So we need to take utmost care, but for doing some day-to-day laborious activity, I'll show you that is up to what extent you can use these tools for the you can say the research and so on, or maybe education. This is again an indicative list, not an exhaustive list, wherein we have n number of tools like say Research Rabbit. Some of the tools will see Elicit. Okay, some of them you must be using it like say Chat PDF and so on. Okay, so we will have a look at these tools. Okay, that two live demonstration in the not exactly these tools, maybe beyond this. Then some other aspect, as I said, that is the problem was with this AI is basically what they call it as the black box problem. Okay. Now the solution is the explainable AI, or in short, it is referred to as XAI, or the glass box approach, right? Or the glass box approach. Now under this, there are a lot of tools, a lot of models which are coming up. Okay, there are two popular model. Okay, which one of them is the LIME, that is local interpretable model agnostic explanation, and the second is the Shapley additive explanation, or SHAP. Okay, these two models are typically using this glass box approach. So what is this glass box approach? Basically, it is nothing but the, I'm sorry, it is nothing but the uh, that black box we are converting into a transparent box, so that whatever answers you are getting, okay, the tool itself will tell you that is how it has arrived at that particular answer. Okay, that is why it is referred to as explainable AI. Some explanation will be there. So this is being added as the, you can say, the additional block in all those tools. Okay, and there are some frameworks which are again available. Okay, but the issues are the privacy and security. These aspects again we'll just try to have a look at. How to safeguard yourself from privacy and security threats. Okay, those aspects we will see. We will see certain frameworks wherein we can use certain tools, not in a cloud kind of, or internet kind of a format. Okay, but on our local machine. So those frameworks again we will see. So there is one area which has emerged, what they call it as the FAT framework, wherein the fairness, accountability, and transparency. Okay, now this is being added in almost all the tools, right? So this is all from my end as far as the first session is concerned. Okay, we have almost done with what they call it as the theoretical foundation of this AI in general, and maybe Gen AI in particular. Okay, Gen AI in particular. And definitely in the second session, we will have some hands-on on some of these tools. But before that, okay, intentionally I have kept 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, and the reason is let's say if you have any specific query, okay, you may fire it now. Okay, we can have some discussion, deliberation. Okay, which AI tool is most useful for scientific research? I'll address all these things, sir, in the second session. Okay, no worries. But how Glassbox AI is different from conventional model? Yes, Anup Dakre sir has asked. That is how Glassbox. Glassbox, as I have told you, sir, that it is uh, these Glassbox approaches. They are capable of exactly explaining you. That is how they are generating the responses, or how they are arriving at a particular result. Okay, and that is what is the meaning of this glass box or explainable AI. Okay, so wherein, let's say if you write a prompt, okay, and then as I said, in the black box approach, what was the scenario? You were not, nobody, even the developer were not able to explain that is how they are arriving at an answer. But in this case, you will have something like some sort of explanation or a justification, which will exactly tell you that is how the tool has generated this response, right? Okay, that is what is the meaning of this explainable AI. So what is happening? Whatever tools we are having, conventional tool, okay, in addition to those tools, we are adding up this X box, explainable box, okay, which will exactly narrate you. Because now, as I said, that is fairness, accountability, and transparency. These three dimensions are again FAT framework, what they refer to it as, right? So these issues are definitely there in the conventional LLM. Okay, your screen sharing, yeah. So, uh, okay, sir, thanks. Anup, sir, I think I have responded to your query, right? Any other? Let me go through the responses in the chat box. Okay. Yes, sir. How Glassbox AI is different? This is almost done, right? There's no other query. Which tool is useful for scientific research? I've already told you, sir. We will address this. Okay. Yes, done. Right. No other query. There are two possibilities. Okay, I will not explicitly come up, but we are all teachers, you know.
So
Whether we
there's
will.
one question in the chat
Yes,
box.
yes, yes. Please, please, ma'am.
Yeah. Uh, Trustworthiness about glass box. Madhuvi ma'am is asking.
Trustworthiness of the explainable AI she is referring to, or what is it exactly?
Glass box.
Glass
Glass
box.
box, huh? Glass box.
Yes.
Trustworthiness is and transparency, right? So trustworthiness, it is you need to evaluate it, okay? But since you are adding it, so there is some you can say the philosophy behind it, which works fine, okay, and you can deduce that is how you are arriving at a particular answer. Okay, most of the you can say the earlier approaches, okay, but again, you need to compromise on you may say complexity, right? Okay, maybe it will work fine for very simple problems, but when you scale it up to some areas, okay, wherein some high creativity and other things are involved, again, there are some limitations with regard to this explainable AI. So, but that is the burning hot cake in this area. Okay, people are working on those aspects, as I said. Okay, and new solutions are coming up. Okay, so
Are there any tools available so as to compute this trustworthiness?
Madam, as far as I know, I am sorry, I am not aware, but I don't have even any idea about that. But I have not explored it. Okay, so we need to check it out. We need to check it. All right, this okay, ma'am? Chaliye. So now you just tell me whether we need to break for 5 or 10 minutes, or whether I should continue. All depends, because I can talk. I don't have any problem. Okay, 180 minute is routine for us, right? But let's say if you want to have a break, we will break for 5 to 10 minutes, or the other way around. If you allow me to continue, okay, we'll continue. Or
So
anyone,
it is okay to for 5 to 6 minute break.
5 to 6 minutes is okay. Okay,
Okay.
so right now I think it is 12:15. So we will join at, or you may remain here. Okay, but because again it will require 5 minutes more for people letting in and so on. So we'll start by 12:25. Is this okay?
Okay.
12:20 or 12:25. 5 minutes. Okay. I
Yeah.
need
Twelve
some
twenty
breathing
five.
time.
Okay.
I need some breathing time. Okay, that is all.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your patience hearing, and we'll start by 12:20 or 25 at max.
Participants, please do join. Don't leave the meeting. Sir will join again at 12:25.
So, dear participant, welcome back.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Shall we start? We need
Yeah,
to.
sir.
Okay. Okay. Then, thank you. So, as I have promised, that is in the second session, we will have some hands-on on some of these tools, right? But before moving ahead with all those demonstrations and so on, okay, we need to look at some aspect wherein, as I said, that is in the earlier discussion as well. Okay, I don't know how many of you were there, but we will invest some quality time, maybe 2 to 3 minutes, in understanding the various dimensions of this AI. Okay, I think wherein I have talked about some aspects with regard to, if you look at the discussion paper, okay, you will be surprised to note a few things which are really challenging, particularly uh, the adaptation of AI in our country uh, in particular. Okay, there are issues with regard to, you can say, the electronic health record, or EHR, what they refer to it as, wherein we don't have any policy as on date. Okay, so which makes it bit difficult to build application for healthcare and so on. But we need to work on these aspects. Okay, so there are some gray areas. Maybe the gray areas are like, again, there is just like for any other profession, there is threat to our job as well. That is, you may be witnessing in the years to come. Rather, it is there as on date as well. But it has not gained so much popularity. That is wherein we are having products which are customized product, okay, which replaces you and me, and so on those lines, again, the lot of work is going on, because there are limitation in terms of physical infrastructure. Okay, let's say you are dealing with around 60 odd student in a classroom, or maybe sometimes 120 odd student in a classroom. And what do we do as a teacher? Normally, we start delivering with same speed and momentum, without realizing that is, whether there are some slow learner, there are some fast learners, and there are students in between, right? So all those things are basically addressed by what they call it as the customized teaching learning platforms. So definitely, but by that time, I don't think that I'll be there, okay, because I don't have much time left for me, right? But definitely, your generation, particularly those who are young, okay, they will face some or the other challenges. I hope I am loud and clear. Uh, I don't know what is it. Somebody has to confirm whether I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Okay. So I was referring to all those aspects. Okay. So there are some e- at government front, again, there are a lot of initiative which are taking place, like say NAIM or National AI Marketplace. Okay. And the another concern which we will talk in greater detail is the ethics, privacy, and security. Okay, so how to safeguard yourself, okay, on those front. Let's say you want to set your question paper for the forthcoming examination using some AI tool. But let's say if you use uh, any online or a cloud-based kind of a login, okay, irrespective of whether you are using free or a paid version, okay, but still it is there is every possibility to the privacy and secrecy of the prompts, because it can be used by anyone. Okay, okay, so how to address those things? Okay, what are the solutions available? What are the tools? How you can safeguard yourself, okay, without making any compromises on security and privacy front? So we will have some frameworks on those line as well. Okay, I'll show you that is how to use those frameworks. Okay, So there are very many things, and at the end, we will wind up with some certain things on what they call it as the RPA front, that is robotic process automation front. So wherein again there is because this is a fully commercial area, okay, but we will see certain things which are available free of cost. So my objective would be to show you the tools which you can use without investing a single pie, right? But definitely there are some limitation of all those tools. Now, having said this, allow me to start with one very basic tool. Okay, maybe possible that some of you must be using it. Okay, but we need to look at it into in little bit in greater detail. Okay, so we'll start with what they call it as the notebook LM. Any idea about notebook LM, whether you are using it? Okay. Any idea about Notebook LM? Whether you are using Notebook LM for teaching learning
Yes, sir.
purposes?
Yes, sir. We use it.
Okay,
We use it.
okay. So most of you are using it, but let's say we will have a look at this particular tool in a live demonstration. Okay, Notebook LM is the very fundamental tool, but it is again becoming as on date it is completely free. Okay, it is the product of Google. Okay, and for using Notebook LM, you don't require anything other than your Gmail ID. Okay. So let's have a look at this. This is a starting point. Okay, definitely, right? But those who are not using it, they may find it little bit uh, good to see how it works and so on, right? So I'll not demonstrate more than 2 to 3 minutes or not more than 5 minutes at max, right? So, but we will consider, we will explore as many tools as possible. Okay. So let us start with Notebook LM. Okay, what I did basically, I've gone to my login, okay, and then Gmail account, go to Notebook LM, or this is the URL, notebooklm.google.com. All right. So go to this create new. Okay, I wanted to demonstrate the power of this tool. Okay, that is the only objective. Okay, so go to this create new. Okay, once you click on that, okay, you will find something like this on the screen. Okay, now you have various possibilities here. You may upload files. Let's say if you have got something on your local drive, or you may fetch the data directly from some websites. Okay, if it is, as long as it is available in public domain. Okay, let's say my own profile or any paper which is there in open source platform, okay, wherein you don't require any login credentials. So you may fetch all those research paper as well. You may even explore your drive, Google Drive, or copy and paste. Let's say you have copied certain things and you want to paste it as it is. So this way you can specify the resource. Or the other way around, let's say you may explore it directly on the web. Okay, let us try to explore it on web. Okay, AI in, you can say, stock market. Very generic thing. The objective is to simply show you that is how it works. Okay, so I have given some prompt, very generic prompt. On the left hand side, as you can see, okay, so it has gathered some 10 odd papers. Okay, 3 it is being shown over there and 7 more it is saying. Okay, so you may go through this and then you may use it for research as well. Okay, there is nothing wrong in that. Okay, you may use it for research as well. Then you may import these papers directly. Okay, once you click on import, all those papers will be, as long as they are there in the you can say the open access format. Okay, some IEEE papers, okay, you won't be able to access them directly, but if it is there, okay, it has created a notebook. Okay, I'm explaining the purpose for teaching learning purposes, right? So notebook LM, okay, this is the now you can chat using this box. Okay, you can fire any query. Some of the uh, prompts it has generated on its own. Okay, so how AI is working, some let's click on that. Okay, and then it will start generating the responses and so on. Now on the right hand side you have got a studio functionality. Now, this is really important from teaching learning purposes. Okay, if you look at the NEP 2020, okay, this is now it has come up with all those things. Okay, whatever prompt we have given, okay, it has analyzed and come up with all those aspects. Okay, on the right hand side, as I was talking about, that is you have a studio functionality. In studio, as on date, it has got support for these many Indian languages. That is, let's say, something you want to convert into maybe in Hindi or Marathi is again there. Okay. And then some other languages are like say Gujarati and few more southern languages are again there. I am not well acquainted with these things, but even Bengali is there, I think. Right. So you may pick up any one of these language, local language, and you can very well, what should I say, convert into a audio overview. Okay. So if you click on this, let's say audio overview or a video overview in a specific language, by default it will be generated in English only. Okay. So it will convert this entire stuff, whatever 8 or 10 papers we have jot down, into a conversational audio, which is nothing but a, you can say, a podcast kind of a thing, okay, which you can download and later on you can listen to and you can grasp that concept. Okay. So for learning purposes, teaching learning purposes, I was referring to again and again. Okay. This is a very fantastic tool and as on date, it is freely available. Okay. Now, what else you can do using this? Okay. Look at the right hand side, this studio functionality. You can generate the what should I say, the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, slide deck is nothing but the this is a beta as on date, but slide deck will give you the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, maybe 10 odd slides based on 10 resources, or infograph, or maybe mind map. Okay, or you may generate various reports. Okay, now if you simply click on this reports, okay, you will find that there are a lot of reports. Create your own, or you may have briefing doc, study guide, blog post, policy briefing, white paper, informational article, or a concept paper. Okay. So many times it suggests you even you can generate a research proposal. Okay. So it all depends what kind of topic you are dealing with. So even MRP or major research project, but I'm not saying that you should use it for that purpose, but you may definitely use it as a baseline document, which you can curate further, and you can achieve the desired functionality, whatever you intend to, right? So create report, again, there are n number of reports which can be generated, and as this is what I was referring to, it will take a little bit more time. I think it is still working on the audio, but it has generated the what should I say, the mind map, right? So this is the mind map, and this is being generated by using all those 10 resources. Okay, all those 10 paper. Okay, so this is a fantastic tool which you may use it for teaching learning purposes, right? You may use it for teaching learning purposes, right? So it is still generating the audio overview, and then the slides are being generated. Okay, I'll show you one small thing which I have generated using this. That is, this is a PowerPoint presentation, which was topic was on that is supervised training and so on. So I'm not saying that you should use it, but if you look at the, you can say the way in which it is being built, okay, you will definitely appreciate it, and it is a bit difficult for us. Okay, so for some teaching some important aspect, okay, again later on you can modify it, okay, as per your own need. But this is, look at the kind of you can say the layout it is using, and how it is generating the stuff for it, right? So this is one important tool, okay, that is what they call it as the notebook LM. Okay, notebook LM. Now there are few more, okay, which we'll see from the you can say the research point of view. Okay, it is still working on that. Okay, you can generate quizzes, even flashcard. Hey, these things you can do quite easily. Okay, it will generate quiz, within no time. Okay, even the video overview you can do it quite easily, as I have told you. So this is a fantastic tool, Notebook LM. Let's say if you have any specific query in this regard, you can fire it now, or otherwise we'll move ahead with the another tool. Now, I was referring to your security and privacy. Okay. And let's say how to decide upon which particular tool is the best one. So there are platforms available. Okay. One of the platform is what they call it as is the open router. Okay. Let us try to have a look at this open router, right? AI. And again, for using this open router or any other platform, whatever I will demonstrate, you don't require anything other than your Gmail ID, right? That is enough for dealing with all these tools. Now, let's say you would like to know that is as on date, as far as this platform is concerned, okay, how many models are there popular models, okay, which one can use for some or the other purpose. So if you look at this, okay, it will show you the models. As you can see here, it is yesterday it was 592, now it is 593. So it is growing every day. Okay, every day the new models are being deployed here, and you may use it for your purposes, whatever you want. Now, let's say you want to take a call on whether which particular tool you must use for the purpose you intend to use it. Okay, so on the left hand side you have got input modalities, output modalities, and the this is what I was referring to, the context length. Okay, so you may decide upon the context length, okay, or all other parameters. Okay, let's try to pick up some text as the input. Okay, and output once again text. Let's see what happens now. It has sorted out certain tools. Okay, certain tools. Now it is giving you the ranking. Okay, this is all as on date. Okay, this is as on date based on the review. Okay, so if you look at this, for example, OpenAI GPT 5.2. So for learning programming purposes, it is ranked at number one. Okay, sorry, number 9. Okay, so it gives you an overview of how these tools are basically are performing, right? And then this is what I was referring to, the context length, prompt pricing. Okay, then you may have the you can say the authors who has developed it. Okay, then their ranking again you can go through quite easily, that too on a single go. Okay, so these are the rankings. Okay, now let's say you want to explore any one of them. Let's try to explore this Claude Sonnet 4.5. So it is for technology hash 2, meaning thereby it is second. It stood second. Okay, for programming third, and science third, academia four, marketing, and so on. So you can see the providers, their performance. Okay, the apps. Okay, what are the various apps available? All those aspects you can look at it quite easily. Okay, and it's possible to chat with more than one model and carry out some comparative analysis. Okay, that is again very much possible using this open router. Okay, so you may go ahead with chat. Okay, and you may go on adding few more model as per your own need, and then fire the query, whatever you intend to. Okay, and what will happen? It will apply all those model, and you will get a comparative response. Then you may select anyone, whatever you feel most appropriate for your usage, right? So this way there are n number of models. Okay, n number of models, and there are very many things which you can try. Okay, using this that is open router. Okay. So if you have any specific query, you can fire there itself so that we can resolve it. Let's say if you are having any, yeah. So there we are. This is what I wanted to show you. That is how to set all these parameters and so on. Right. Now let us have a look at these. Okay. So this is the top P temperature we are referring to. Okay. Then there are many, as I said, that is top P, top K, min P, top P, frequency penalty, presence penalty. This is what we have talked about. So you can set it quite easily, okay, and you can carry out some experimentation based on that. All right. So this is again a very fantastic tool, hands-on tool. Rather, it is a platform. It is not exactly a tool. It is a platform wherein it is a culmination of n number of models, okay, under one roof. So you can definitely work with all of them, and then you can take a final call which tool is best suited for. I think somebody has asked that which tool is the best. Okay, so you need to carry out some experimentation, and then based on the responses, you can take a final call. Well, for my purpose, this tool is the best, right? So it gives you an insight into various tools, rather 593 tools, okay, models, okay, and their ranking, everything is shown, their providers, okay, and so on. Then if required, it allows you up to some maybe some initial, some free usage is there, but definitely if you want to use it extensively, you need to buy some credits, okay, you need to buy some credits. All right, so this is open router. Okay, open router. This is typically used for, you can say, analyzing a number of tools under one roof. All right, under one roof. Now, I was referring to that is safeguarding your privacy and security. Okay, so under this, we have numerous possibilities. Okay, I'll show you only two. One of them is what they call it as the LM Studio. Okay, so LM Studio is something which you can download. Okay, LM Studio, sorry, it has been blocked by my, since I am in my institution. Okay, my, anyway, so you can Google it out. Okay, there's nothing, okay, but I wanted to show you that is simply search LM Studio free download. Okay, and then again, it will show you two, three options were there. Okay, if you are using it for Windows, okay, you need to pick up the appropriate Windows platform, and it requires minimum 10, Windows 10. Okay, if Windows 10 is there, and again, it is a resource hungry tool, LM Studio. Okay, resource hungry tool. It requires Windows 10 minimum with i7 processor, okay, and good amount of primary memory and hard disk space. Okay, so once you installed it on your local machine, okay, and say for example, in my case, I have installed it. I'll show you the demonstration. Okay. So we are simply loading that LM Studio. So it is a framework. Okay, once you download it on your local machine, once you download it on your local machine, then what you can do, you can populate it with various, you can say, free and open source LLM models. Okay, I'll show you exactly. That is how it works. Now this is the LM Studio. Okay, and right now what I did, I have populated this with two basic model. Okay, one is the Llama 3.2, 1B instruct, and Gamma 2, 2B instruct. Okay, as I said, that is, it requires a little bit. Okay, 1.23 GB and 1.59 GB is the memory requirement, hard disk space I'm referring, right? So this way you can download a number of models. And the beauty of this framework is, let's say, once you have downloaded, installed, now you don't require any internet connectivity for using this. Okay, so what you can do is you can, by simply going to this drop down, okay, you may pick any of the model, whatever you feel appropriate. Let's say, let us pick this LM 3.2, and then fire the, what should I say, the prompt you intend to resolve. Okay, so whatever prompt you type and the responses you get, those will be stored on your local machine, and there is no breach of your privacy and secrecy. I hope you people are with me, right? So there is no breach of privacy and secrecy. Okay, as far as you may use it for some confidential work. okay, without compromising on your because whenever you are online, your API keys and all those things, they are at you can say they becomes vulnerable in terms of security and privacy, right? But if you use platforms like this LM Studio, you can very well address that issue. Okay, so here it will be kept on your local machine. Okay, so there is no breach of your privacy and security, right? This is one platform. Okay, uh, and on the similar line, you have one more platform, what they call it as the Olama, right? Whether you are using it, Olama. Okay, let me show you this Olama. Okay, Olama again, you can download free of cost. Olama, the download. Again, there are issues, but you can search it out. There's nothing, there's no rocket science involved in that. Okay, so you can search it out, Olama, and I'll show you and you need to download it just like we have downloaded the LM Studio, right? On the similar line, you can download this Olama on your local computer, and then you can, what you can do is you can populate it with various models. I'll show you the demonstration. That is how it works. I have installed it on my machine. Okay, this is Olama. Let me run it as a administrator. Yes. So there we are. Okay. Again, this is a platform which you may use it for, you can say, safeguarding yourself from, you can say, security threats and so on. So again, you may populate it with various models. Okay, open source model. Say for example, right now in my machine, I have got this Llama 3.2. So you can see, and then rest of the model. Let's say you want to install this Coin 3. Okay, you need to simply click on this, and it will be installed on this machine. Okay, now the beauty of this is again, uh, whatever you type, okay, you don't require any net connectivity for using this. It is again the cloud version is there. Cloud version of Olama is very much there. But if you work on cloud, definitely you are compromising on your security or the privacy front. Okay, so without making any such compromises, you may invoke any. Now I have loaded this Llama 3.2 and I am firing any query right now. This is just for the sake of example. So the responses will be stored on my local machine. That is the most important aspect of this particular tool, right? Or framework, you may call it as a framework, wherein you may populate it with n number of tools, right? So then you must be keen to know few tools for the research. Okay, so what has happened? Okay, now it has started generating the response. Okay, it has started generating the response. Let me, is it? There's some problem with my machine. It is, and you please hold on. Uh, Maybe due to the LM Studio, okay, LM Studio which we have loaded. Now, I think I need to, because it is not accepting anything. Okay, I need to down and then again we will join. Okay, give me a minute. I'm sorry, really sorry for this problem. It is not accepting anything. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I'll be back within a minute. Switching off my machine and again I'll join. Sorry for the interruption, but I hope now we have joined once again, right? Oh, sorry for the interruption, but anyway. So I don't know where we have left, but I was demonstrating, if I'm not wrong, the Olama, right? So Olama, you must have seen, that is Olama. It works fine for. Let me share my entire screen once again. Okay, why the issue was basically with regard to, what should I say? We have loaded that LM Studio, which is very resource hungry, as I said. Okay, so it has stuck my machine. Okay, that is the only thing which I feel is the most appropriate. Anyway, so what we were talking about, we were talking about certain things. Okay, and I hope my entire screen is visible to you at this point of time. Whether you can see my entire screen, any one of you just confirm, because I have started
Yes,
sharing
sir.
once. Is it visible? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Olama, LM Studio, then Olama we have talked about. Okay, Olama we have talked about. Now let's see certain tools. Okay, with regard to what should I say, on the research front. Okay, so for research again the list is there are very many tools. Okay, but we will look at certain tools which will be definitely of some help to you. So the very first tool is what they call it as is the illicit. Okay, illicit uh, is typically used for analyzing and synthesizing research papers. Okay, so you may use it for paper analysis and synthesis. Okay, paper analysis and synthesis. Let's try something on, again, for using illicit, you don't require anything other than your Gmail account. Okay, so first time user, you need to simply sign up or log in using your Gmail credential. Okay, it will work fine. But the free version has got some limited functionality. So we'll be exploring all those aspects. Say, let's say AI in healthcare management. Okay. I'll show you the, simply demonstrate you the uh, power of this tool. That is how you may use it for analyzing research paper. Okay. AI in healthcare management. I hope my entire screen is visible to you. Any one of you just confirm?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
thank
visible.
you. Okay, thank you. So what is it? Let's say I've given AI in healthcare management. So it has come up with certain papers, maybe 10 odd papers. Okay. Along with the executive summary of those papers. Okay. The next column which appears next to it is the summary. Okay. This is the default setting. But you may add up few more columns. Okay. Let's say if you want to add a column wherein you wanted to have something like research gaps. Okay. So you may add up that this research gap column. What will happen? This column would be added over there and it will be populated from the stuff from the respective papers. Now it is coming up with the research gap. Okay, after analyzing all those papers which were shortlisted earlier. Okay, so all those 10 papers research gap you may have on a single click. Okay, on a single click. So you may use it for maybe analysis or synthesis of research paper. All right. So this is again very fantastic tool, but as I said that the free version has got some limited functionality. So you cannot go more than the number of column limit is restricted to 4 only. But you may play with it. That is, you may delete some earlier column and you can go on adding few more column. Okay, in that way you can resolve that limitation as well. But in the upgrade version, there are very many things. That is, you can export, you can maybe extract the data, and then you may export it to various file formats and so on. But these pro functionalities are there. So my advice would be that don't use your, you can say, the regular Gmail ID, because what happens, that is the mistake which I have committed way back. But that has led to a lot of email coming for subscription and so on. Okay, so if you want to avoid that, it's better to create a separate Gmail ID for this particular activity and use it all across the various tools. Okay, so this illicit is for analysis and synthesis of research paper. Okay, apart from this, you have other aspects like, say, what should I say? Is this the Research Rabbit? Okay. So Research Rabbit is again a very fantastic tool which you may use it for carrying out or rather identifying the real stuff in your domain. Okay. So, all right. But what has happened? Let me show you because my these things, that is the free subscription is over. Okay, but you can try some hands-on on this tool. So the beauty of this tool is it has got you can say support for you can say the finding out, you can say literature survey. Okay, literature survey or real literature in your domain quite easily. Now you may argue, okay, sir, what is wrong in searching with Google or any other search engine, right? The answer is Google nowadays, it is again having that AI functionality, inbuilt AI functionality in its own. But the problem is Google will give you some stuff based on the page ranking algorithm, and then you need to manually sort out those things. So all those things can be quite easily automated using this Research Rabbit. Okay, it gives you some AI functionality, inbuilt AI functionality. You can specify the deadline and the period you are searching for. All those things can be done quite easily using this. Okay, there is another tool which what they call it as the connected papers. Okay, I know that I'm going little fast, but the idea is to expose you as many tools as possible, right? So this is connected papers. Okay, it will give you, you can say, again, you need to fire your query here. Okay, and it gives you a very fantastic, you can say, diagram or graph. Okay, indicating how your research has evolved. That is AI in. Let's try something here. Let us try this. Okay. So it has come up, and now, yes, there we are. So it will give you the connectivity between the authors, the work you are looking for, and who are the key players in this domain. Okay, their name along with their publication, everything. Simply you move the cursor. Okay, it will give you on the right hand side. It will give you all the details. So it gives you insight into what exactly happening in your area. So some prior work or maybe some derivative work, again, that can be easily found out by simply exploring the respective links. Okay, so this is, you can say, another good tool for, you can say, the literature survey. Okay, literature survey. So derivative or prior. Okay, so this is your, you can say, the connected papers. Okay, connected papers. Then you can try some hands-on on some other, like I think I have shown you few, but let's say you want to take online notes of the session. Okay, right now you are attending this session and you don't want to miss, let's say, uh, a single piece of it. So you can join along with your agent, okay, who will work as an assistant, who will take notes for the entire session in the textual format. So there are tools for achieving this functionality. One of them is what they call it as the granola. Okay. So granola is capable of taking notes. Okay. Granola, then otter.ai is again there. Okay, but again, Granola, you may install it on your machine. Okay, there are two variants. Okay, right now, I think I have got this one with me. Okay, the cloud version is again there, and then what it will do, it will go on taking notes. Okay, it will go on taking notes. Okay, you need to simply put it in action. Okay, rest of the things it will do it on its own. I think I have removed it. Okay, that's why it is being installed once again. Okay, but Granola, you may try some hands-on. Maybe you may try something on Otter. Okay, OTTER, Otter.ai, which is again equally powerful for taking notes of the online session. Right. Now, having said this, we may have something on Yes. Okay. First time, it is now it is being installed. Okay, I'll skip this. Okay. But this is another fantastic tool. But now there is one full category of tool which I think I have referred to. It is what they call it as the RPA tool. Okay. Under RPA, we have a complete category of tools. I hope we are connected and you can hear me, right? Can hear me? Yes or no? Any one of you just respond.
Yes.
Whether you are with me and we are
Yes,
connected.
yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. So there is a one complete category of tool which is there on the RPA front. That is robotic process automation front. Okay, and as the name suggests, this is an area wherein we have very many things that is on this robotic functionality. So as the name suggests, robotic stands for an entity which has the capability to mimic human behavior. Now I'm taking you to the very first statement which I have made in the session. Okay, and then process. What is a process? Maybe a sequence of steps that you may to a meaningful activity. Okay, or task. You may call it as a process. Okay, and automation, as the name implied, that is doing tasks without human intervention. So if you can automate any process, okay, by uh, creating or developing some agents or robots, okay, or chatbots, okay, then here is the platform for you. Okay, but under this category, as I have told you, that is this category, we have around five popular tool available. Okay, five popular tool. The very first one is what they call it as the Blue Prism. Second is UiPath. Then we have Pega, PEGA. Then we do have one more, that is what they call it as Work Fusion and Automation Anywhere. These are the five popular tool under this category, RPA tool category. Okay, but none of them, they are freely available except one, and that is UiPath. Okay, that is UiPath, and that too the community edition. So for locating this, you need to simply search for UiPath community edition. Let's say free download, right? Right. UiPath, again, my it is my institute policy is not allowing me, but again, there is no rocket science involved. Okay, you can quite easily search it. Okay, and then you may download it. But the problem with this tool is again very resource hungry tool. Okay, resource hungry tool in terms of the hardware. Okay, that is, you need to have minimum i7 same. Okay, just like LM Studio. Then apart from i7, what is needed is good amount of primary memory and minimum Windows 10. Okay, and good amount of or sufficient amount of hard disk space at your disposal. Then when you once you install this, okay, you may run it. Okay, you can run it. Okay, I'll show you. I have installed it on my machine. Okay, so this is UiPath Studio Community Edition. So only Community Edition is available for experimentation or maybe academic purpose. Rest all whatever I have told you, Blue Prism, Work Fusion, Automation Anywhere, or Pega, they are not having this functionality. Okay, they don't have any community edition free for experimentation purpose. So UiPath is the only one which provides you this functionality. Okay, now we have loaded it. Okay, we have loaded it. Okay, if you can see on the right hand side, okay, you have got lot of things available here, that is process, library, test automation, template, and maybe attendant automation framework. Okay, break and mobile testing. It allows you to test as well. Okay, but we will not go into the details of all those aspects. I'll show you one small. Now, The beauty of this tool is you don't require any computing background or even programming background, I tell you. The only thing you need is you should be clear about your ideas in terms of implementation. Let's say if you are clear about the process activity you intend to automate, okay, you may materialize it with the help of this fantastic tool, right? So simply look at this, my first project which I have developed, okay. So as I was referring to, that is, you don't require any, and you are not supposed to write a single line of code. Okay, so directly you can drag and drop certain things from this left hand side to this right hand panel, okay, which is the uh, workspace, okay, for you to develop your project, right? So what I did, I have developed this simple, my first project, wherein there is a sequence, okay, then there is a dialogue, input dialogue, and there is a message box that is welcome to this session. Okay, so three structures which I took from the left hand side and drag them and drop them in this area one after another. Okay, now if you run this, let's see, that is no programming, nothing. Okay, no programming, nothing. Now don't even, you don't require to touch the keyboard as well. Okay, so you have got some ready-made template. Okay, simply drag them and drop them as per your own need. And let's say this is how it is functioning. What is your name? Let's say, right? Now it will say, welcome to the session. This is pretty simple, right? But the idea was to demonstrate you that is how it works. Okay, how it works. Now this can be used for even extracting some real-time data from various websites. Okay, analyzing them and doing whatnot, right? So this is again very fantastic tool. Okay, which is available free of cost. Okay, which is available free of cost. Okay, this is the functionality of, what should I say, the UI path. Okay. Under UI path, again, you have very many things, but even you can develop or build agents. Okay. Build agents. Okay. Now we are talking about agentic AI. Okay. At the end, we will talk about something like what they call it as the agentic AI. So you can generate your own agent. Okay. Using various agentic AI tool. But I'll demonstrate only one. Okay, one simple tool which is again available, and that too for experimentation purpose. Okay, is the Zapier. Okay, again, for using Zapier, you don't require anything other than moving to your Gmail account, signing up. Okay, and then if you look at the left hand side, okay, you can generate the chatbots and the agents. Okay, let us try to click on this agent. Okay, I know I'm going a little fast because, but I know that you are well versed with all these things. Okay, the objective is to simply revise those things. That is what you can do with this technology, right? So my agent is there. Then you may click on this new agent. Okay, wherein if you look at the left hand side, you have got some ready-made template available. Okay, for various, you can say, your business activity or and so on. So you may pick any one of them as just for experimentation purpose. Okay, so say for example, lead generation research product. Okay, this is the template which I have taken up. Okay, I am saying use this template. Okay, what is it? This is basically the trigger. Everything is written. Otherwise, you may change it as per your own need. Okay, you may customize it as per your own requirement and so on. Right now, we'll do what, use this template. Okay, then I am saying create. Okay. So what has happened? It has created that agent. Okay, now agent preview, you can see on this line. We are randomly doing it. Okay, will not be able to exactly understand what is going on. This is for what? Basically, goal is to identify and compile list of industry related brands and companies that are being promoted online. Okay, that is the objective of this particular agent. Okay, then simply say test agent. Okay, it is generating lead generating research. Okay, now it is being, now it is coming up with various responses. So using this agent, you may develop a small agent which will simply scan through your Gmail inbox and maybe respond to the participant. Let's say I'm using it for my official purpose in MMTC. Okay, so it will, and if I give my academic calendar or the program calendar for the entire year as the knowledge base, so from the knowledge base, it will address few of the queries, okay, routine queries like say when this program is scheduled, okay, and whether this program is being, it will be running on the schedule or whatever. So it will go through that knowledge base and it will respond to all those emails directly, okay, without any human intervention. So that way you may create a agent for scanning your mailbox and then deciding whether a particular email is a spam or not, and then deleting it or taking appropriate action. So this is how this agentic AI basically works, right? So we do have very many things on these front. Okay, now for the you can say the other research purposes, you may explore consensus. Okay, this is again a very fantastic tool. Okay. But again, the beta version is free with some limited functionality. Okay. This is again consensus. You may use it for literature survey, extensive literature survey. Then Sky Space is there, Chat PDF, and all those things. Probably you must be using it. Okay. So this is how this technology is all about. Okay, this is how it works, right? And all of you will agree with me. That is you can do wonders, okay, by using this. But now let me share with you a few more tools on the research front. For example, answer this, right? So answer this. Okay, this is for writing research paper. Okay, you may use it for writing research paper. Okay, again, free trial, you can start working on a free trial, or you may sign in with your usual Gmail account. Okay, as right now it is saying. Okay, so I'm simply allowing it. All right. So look at this, answer this. Okay, what you can do? This is AI writer. Okay, search paper, then citation map, diagram, even research assistant, whatever I was referring to. You can create your research assistant as well, which will take care of, you can say, what is going on in your domain. Okay, so this is again a very fantastic tool for writing research paper. Okay, this is specifically for writing research paper. Okay, so you have AI writer as well, paraphrasing again for flag check. You can do lot many things with this tool. Okay, then there is a tool called paperpal.com. Okay, so this is again a very fantastic tool. You may use it for doing or carrying out your research. Okay, now look at the functionality on the right hand side. Okay, you have some MS Word built in. Again, you may use now, as I was referring to, you can check flag using this tool. AI detector is again there. Submission check is there. Human expert services again. Those are all paid plan. Okay, well, not talk about those, but you can chat with any PDF. Lot of things you can do using this plagiarism check, as I was referring to. Okay, using this fantastic tool. This is PaperPal, right? Then let's say uh, you want to extract the data extraction. So for data extraction for your research, sky space. Again, it is not allowing me. Sorry for that. Okay, but you may note it down. Space, or let's say you want to review your manuscripts. So peer review of manuscript, there is a very good tool. They call it as review it. All right. So again, I am having some restriction. Okay, but you may not. And Thesify is there, wherein you can receive the feedback on your thesis. Okay. Thesify. Okay. Okay. So this is Thesify. Again, you may sign up with your account, okay, your Gmail address and so on, or you may continue with Google. Okay, continue. And so Thesify is a very fantastic tool. Now there are a lot of agents under one umbrella, and the tool is Moara, right? So you can give some hands-on on Moara as well, right? This is the list of tools which you may note it down later on. You can explore it on your own. All right. This is Moara. Again, free version is there with some limited functionality, but it is very powerful. Just like we have Open Router, on the similar line, you have got this Moara, wherein specifically now you can integrate your even Zotero collection directly. Okay. So integration with Zotero is directly possible. Let's say you have got some stuff on Zotero, which you have collected. I hope all of you must be using Zotero. It is basically a open source referencing tool, okay, for identifying real literature in your domain. So let's say if you have sorted out some papers in Zotero, you may fetch those papers directly here. And LibKey, again, these two integration is possible using this Moara platform. And then you can work on various resources, okay. Let's say you want to convert your paper into what should I say, a poster paper. Okay, regular paper into a poster. Okay, convert a paper to a poster. There is a platform called, again, I'm facing problem, right? Anyway, so almost we are done with our, let's say, the let me stop sharing first of all, and then we will continue our session. I hope you people are with me. Yes.
Yes, sir.
I very well understand that I have shown you very many things in very short period of time. The idea behind that is to UI path tool, yes. Illicit research rabbit connected papers. Thanks sir for the AI tools and so on. Okay. Uh, what I thought some specific question is there with regard to that. Anyway, so if you have any query, you can fire it now, or you may post it on in the chat box. Okay, I'll be happy to respond to your query. Yeah, answer this, Paperpal, Sky Space, review it, Thesify. Somebody has sum up all the tools, whatever I have covered. Okay, thank you. Anup, probably Anup Dark Racer is there, right? Okay, so now few minutes I have specifically kept for, you can say, the brainstorming and using this AI tool. What is your take on this? What do you feel? Now, this is what is there in the NEP 2020. That is the integration of technology in your, you can say, the teaching, learning, and research. Right. But as I'm repeatedly telling you, that is, one should not use it for maybe generation of ideas, okay, or maybe writing one complete research article from scratch to finish using these tools, even though they have got that potential, but we should not use it for that purpose. Okay, we may use it for, you can say, certain things wherein without making any compromises on ethical front, let's say for literature review, for maybe analyzing, synthesizing paper, okay. On those dimensions, there is no problem. And the biggest problem is basically we don't have any guidelines in this regard, okay, as on date. Okay, there are, some of you may argue that, sir, in some developed nation, all the usage of all these tools is completely banned, particularly some European nations, right? And up to some extent, I think that it is correct as well. That is because it is killing your creativity and, you can say, the way in which we used to work earlier. But at the same time, okay, we do have some challenges, right? You know what you are doing as a teacher. You have a lot of uh, responsibilities, okay, going on simultaneously. Okay, so but as I'm telling you repeatedly, that is, some good aspects are very much there. Okay, and there are some gray areas as well. Okay, which needs definitely, you can say, some responsible use of AI is again one of the area. Okay, so that responsible use of AI is the, you can say, the bottom line as far as this session is concerned. So this is all
So
from
one
my end.
question from my
Yes,
side.
yes, ma'am. Please, please.
Yes, if we are using all this AI tool for research paper or means some of the tool as a to help to make a research paper out of it. So all these are coming under the AI content also, no, sir?
Yes,
Or
definitely, definitely,
yes. So
because
now the new plagiarism softwares are
exactly,
already
exactly,
detecting the
exactly.
AI contents.
Yes, yes, yes. They are equipped with this AI detection functionality, ma'am. Okay, and that's why repeatedly I'm telling you that you should not use it for the generation of entire research paper, right? Or
Yes.
generation of ideas. That is absolutely rubbish and wrong. I'm using little hash words. Okay, you allow me to do so, but the emphasis is on that is, we should not use it. Okay, we should not use it because it may be possible that you will caught up somewhere, right? So
Yes. Yes.
this is highly dangerous. Okay, this is highly dangerous.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Neeta, madam, you have raised a very valid query. Okay, and
Yes, actually, if you are, they will find any AI content in your code, something, some in competition you are participating and code you are taking from AI tool, or if writing paper or research article you are writing and you're taking help for the AI tool, they will caught it and they are
yes, yes, definitely.
delete your content or they are not going to qualify you for the next round.
Yes. Because all
So,
these flag tools, they are equally capable of handling the stuff generated by AI tool or
yes.
written by human being, right? So that is very much there. So we should not use it for that purpose.
For teaching learning process, these are
Is okay.
really,
Is
yeah.
okay. Is okay, ma'am. For teaching learning, as I said, that is Notebook LM, which is, I personally feel is a fantastic tool for learning purposes. Let's say language is a barrier for you and me. English is a foreign language, right? There are many things, and for students particularly, right? They don't
Hmm.
understand, right? And without understanding, they mug up and then they reproduce. So that is of not at all of any use, right? So for understanding any concept, okay, you may translate any video, okay, which is there in Spanish or French to your native language. So what is wrong in using in that area? You know? So for understanding, learning, teaching, I think you can use it extensively, I should say. but not
Yes.
for any creativity activity. Any
Yes,
creativity.
yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I hope you have enjoyed the session. Okay.
Yes, yes, we really enjoyed, sir. We have already noted down all the tools as our notes are also
Great,
put it in
great,
these things in the chat box.
great,
But
great.
we are going to incorporate all these tools in our teaching learning process, surely.
Yes. Even you can try certain things on UI path as well. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my recommendation. For student, again, they can learn, right? They can learn how to build small projects. Okay, particularly those who are from other discipline, like say mechanical, civil, and for them
Hmm.
it is really good. Okay, so without any computer background, you can
Hmm.
develop some automation, right? And
Yes, sir. Also, I like that AI agent software
okay, Zapier,
app you
Zapier,
told, yeah,
Zapier.
SAPI. UI path is personally, I do like the UI path tool, and more I want to explore into it.
And
So,
Zapier is again, madam, good. Okay, you may try some hands-on on Zapier.
yes,
Thank you very much. Okay.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Madam, you are from which discipline, by the way?
So
Computer
I'm
science?
from ENTC department.
Okay, great. Acha. Okay. So you don't have civil mechanical in your institution.
We are having mechanical, not civil, but having mechanical, electrical, and all sort branches and ENTC.
Circuit branches, soft branches, right? that is the keyword nowadays. Okay. But again, the over usage of all these things is dangerous because I
Yes, sir.
personally feel that this AI balloon is there. Okay. Today itself, I was going through a editorial in Times of India, wherein he has explained, that fellow has explained that it's a balloon, right? So this is again, we are having undue, you can say, rather disproportionately um, large usage of AI will definitely create a lot of problems. Right? So with this note,
Mm.
I thank you all, and let's say if somebody has got any other thing which we need to brainstorm, you are welcome, or otherwise we'll stop here.
Sir, myself, Dr. Archana Tanavade.
Yes, ma'am. Please, please, please.
I have also seen the tools that you have suggested to us. Definitely, we will use it. It was a very nice session, very informative, and it will reduce our time of making the PPTs, or it will give you generate some new ideas.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
So I thank you all for a patience hearing, and I think it's time to say goodbye to you, right? Little earlier, okay, but uh, anyway, okay. Hope you enjoyed the session. All right. So thank you very much once again, and probably tomorrow will be the last day wherein you will be exposed to one important component of this NEP 2020, that is skill development. Okay, and your certificates and all will be distributed to you on the WhatsApp group only. So it's my humble request to all of you to download them. So what happens most of the time, we generate and we put it on the WhatsApp group. Many times you forget to download it, and then you reach out to us asking for a fresh certificate. So which will be a tedious job for us. But anyway,
Sir, so sorry
yes,
to disturb
yes,
you,
yes,
but
ma'am.
sir, 100 certificates are there. I feel so. Can we do one drive and put it on that? Because 100, otherwise, 100 photos will be there on every mobile of 100 people.
But this is our usual practice, madam. But if you are saying, then definitely we will make it that way. No problem.
Yeah, and so if you share the Google Drive, no, people will download. I will take care of that.
No, agreed, agreed. That again we can do, no problem. But normally this is what is our usual practice. That is, we put it and the
But sir,
respective
100 are there, no?
with their name. Normally the title, the file name is their name
Okay,
only.
sir, you follow
Okay.
your
So
procedure
no,
then, not an
anyway, but
issue.
if you are suggesting, we will adapt to something new. Good suggestion is there. Definitely one should
Yeah,
accept.
Google Drive, and it will be better. Even we can keep it.
Yes, yes.
Again,
We
I
will.
don't have to ask everyone to give me the certificate.
Anyway. So
Yes, sir.
we'll do it in that way, no issue. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I will ask
It's a
my
very
team
nice
to.
session, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you and wish you all uh,
Thank
the
you.
best wishes
Thank you,
for
sir.
your future endeavor. Right. We'll be in touch. Okay. Thank you
Yes,
once
sir.
again. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So I'll stop here. Right.
Yes, sir.